Hey guys, Sprout here, welcome back to the channel and another Lost Light video. Now in today's video guys, I'm going to give you the top tips for Season 4 beginners. So if you're new to the game or you're struggling with the changes to the game, as you know a lot of things have changed regarding lots of aspects of the game. In this video hopefully after watching it you'll be a little bit more clued up and you'll have a better start in the game. So obviously lots changed. We've got peeking, we've got female characters, we've got, drinking drinks from the floor, stuff like that. Lots of things changed for the better in my opinion. Now in this video guys, we're going to go through looting priorities, upgrading priorities. We're going to go over things you should do and shouldn't do, stuff like that. So without further ado guys, if you do us a massive favour, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, we'll get straight into it. Right guys, this first bit is everything you can do from your shelter. Now, a lot has changed, like I've already previously stated several times. Now, what you want to prioritise here is upgrading your warehouse, your crafting bench, your trade station, stuff like this. All the lower level upgrades are pretty easy to do early on in the game, and all you need to do when you go into a raid, say it's BA Factory or Mount Akiyama, is pick up scrap, pick up wire, pick up plastic, pick up electrical components. All this stuff is very, very key and valuable at lower level. You can of course dismantle things, which I will get into in a minute, or you can just pick all this stuff up, because when you come to upgrade something, for instance the warehouse, it'll ask for certain items as well as money, and a lot of the early items such as tape measure, charging cable I think is one of them, stuff like that, insulated wire, sorry, not charging cable, you can just craft these yourself for very little crafting materials such as scrap and wires and stuff like that. So it's important that you do pick all these up as often as possible, especially in the early levels, because you'll not run into players or any decent players until around about level 7 or 8, and then you'll start getting killed, hopefully not, but your loot runs are going to turn a bit more difficult at that point. So make sure you get as much as possible in them early levels. Next guys, obviously the warehouse is very important. The more space you've got the better. However, something that didn't used to be the case, backpacks used to have the same amount of storage inside them as they took up in the warehouse. Now it appears that the backpacks are actually bigger inside than they are on the outside. So you can stack these in your inventory and put things inside. If you have the companion, which is the battle pass, you do get the item cases and the ammo case and the weapon case. Make sure you utilise these to make sure you've got plenty of space when you come out of a raid. You're not just selling everything because you can't carry it. Right. Lastly, for in the warehouse, if you do go to events on the top right, there's a recruits test or recruits event sort of thing. Make sure you follow all them and do them all. You get really good rewards from that, as well as a big backpack halfway through the event. Right, next thing to go through guys, this is for in raids. Now, I'm going to recommend you pick up any attachments or items or ammo, anything you don't have, right? This is very important. Obviously scrap, I mentioned originally, all the trade materials are good early on. But as you start progressing level, you want to start picking up attachments, trade items, stuff like this, ammo that you don't have, because now you can't just unlock things as you get higher level. You have to also trade them in to Heidi's store to actually have access to them. So anything you feel the need, eventually you're going to have to buy, make sure you pick it up and trade it in. Now it's important to remember that you can't actually trade it in until you're the appropriate level you can actually use it. So bear that in mind, you can't leave it in your warehouse until that time comes. But it's very important that you do pick these things up, because you're going to get to a higher level, you're going to be stuck with GHP ammo, the green ammo, whatever, and you've got nothing to show for it, and you're getting killed left, right and centre by everybody. So make sure you do take that to heart and make sure you do it. Next guys, now this is a practice I do quite often, is go into a battle with one gun. Okay, you don't need two guns unless you're like going into ranked and stuff, you need a sniper rifle or whatever. Just going with one, and one you're quite capable with, one that's got decent recoil control. And what I tend to do is, especially for making money or just keeping me stock of guns up in case I get killed, is I'll pick up a decent Marauder gun or another player's gun, carry on my back, I'll either sell it or keep it in my warehouse afterwards and go into the next game again with the one gun. It's a good practice to keep because it's an extra storage slot for a gun, because you know they take up a 4x2 square, some of them are 3x2, but it saves a lot of hassle trying to figure out how you get your next gun, etc. You don't have to make one or whatever. Now, another little tip I can give you first, once you get to like level 8, level 9, etc., and you start seeing more players in matches, is avoid them. Now, let's say you're on Mount Akiyama and one goes to Villa and starts shooting the Marauders. It'll come up and say a Marauder is in conflict in the area. It'll come up on your screen, right? So you know there's a Marauder that way. Sorry, a player that way. I'll show you this in a moment when I use that information on the screen. It says there's fighting at golf course, I'm at Villa, so I'll run and ambush them and kill them. Now, bear in mind, when you kill Marauders, the same message appears on enemy screens, so they know where you are, sort of. Now, obviously not, they can't track you, but just bear in mind that they might know where you are, so try not to stay in one area that you have had conflict with Marauders with for far too long, because people will come and hunt you down. So make sure you move away, quick loot, quick kill, run away at the next place. And finally guys, if you do kill someone, they have the option to return. They might use Avril's deterrence. I don't think they will at that early stage, but they have an option to return with gear. You also have an option to return, and you can also revive people. Now, if people return, you'll get a little dagger at the top right of the screen, like a little orange dagger. That means they're tracking you. Now, they can't see you constantly. It's not like constantly wall hacks, but they can track your position. Thankfully, when they track you, you can track them, so you can see them as they're seeing you. What I recommend you do in this scenario, if you're full up from the loot from the player you've killed, just go escape. It's not worth the PvP. The dog tags are not worth enough money. You're going to cost yourself from repairs and waste ammo and stuff like that, or potentially get killed and have to return and try and get your gear back yourself. So I recommend, if you're new to the game, you don't want to get killed too often, you manage to kill a player, you take all his stuff, just run to the extract and get out of there as fast as possible, because it's going to be very, very hard for you. Now, last but not least, guys, map tips for you. BAF Factory, after you start seeing players, is a PvP massacre. So if you don't need anything specifically from there, I would just avoid it. If you've got a mission there, fair enough. If you're not very confident in close quarters or just PvP in general, I would avoid BAF Factory. On Mount Akiyama, avoid golf course if possible. There's nothing there worth looting, and the bots there have got SKSs with level 3 penetration ammo that will gun you down in 3 hits if you're not careful, if you don't heal yourself up in time. And of course, avoid Villa if you don't want to get in amongst all the PvP. This is entirely up to you. I go absolutely everywhere, but I've been playing quite a while. And as for Windswept Harbour, I haven't actually been on it this season yet, but if it's anything similar to the original, it's quite a good map for looting. You rarely see people, you can see them from quite far away. Violet Hospital is probably the worst place to go. Now, lastly guys, you're seeing a ranked match in the background. Don't sleep on ranked, honestly. A lot of people wait until they're a lot higher level before they go ranked. I recommend you don't, just go for it and gather as many cards as you can and just extract. You can see a player trying to stop us here, but they're not really pushing too badly. I recommend Akiyama, the best one. You can get decent rewards. You get a choice of 3 rewards from each rank match, and they're decent guns, potentially decent armor, and 1 potentially decent trade good as well. So make sure you do utilize ranked. Once you get a bit higher ranked and they're getting a bit hard and the players are really experienced and really high geared and stuff, maybe give it a break until you're a bit higher levels. But like I say, lower level rank is a good way of getting decent gear, decent armor and decent trade goods that are otherwise quite difficult to locate on their own. So anyway guys, if you have enjoyed this video, have found it helpful whatsoever, do leave a like button on it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and of course I will be doing many more guides as the season progresses, as well as tip videos, gameplay and live streams. So make sure you are followed so you don't miss any of them. Anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.